Great news, folks. Britain is now in the grip of arguably the worst financial crisis since the Second World War. But how did it happen? The war debt that we accumulated was because German bombs rained over London and other great British cities. Hitler, history's worst monster, was rampaging across Europe, with his territorial ambitions being the United Kingdom next. Fascism threatened our very existence and that of the free world. A pretty solid justification for expanding the national debt, I'm sure you'll agree. So what happened this time round? A few bad flu seasons with a coronavirus not dissimilar to previous respiratory illnesses, the average death toll from which was over 80, which is actually above the age of life expectancy in this country. A nasty virus for sure, and a tragedy for those who we lost. But a bug non-fatal to almost everyone, and yet we shut down the economy for 2 years. We closed schools, we covered people's faces, and borrowed £500 billion. £500 billion. Let that sink in. Here's what it looks like written down.
That is Mark Dolan explaining how British people have been attacked, burgled, and attacked by their own government and its institutions. A country that borrowed £500 billion during the pandemic, one that could have come handy now to put things in place for the British populace. Do you remember when boisterous Boris Johnson promised to unleash Britain's spirit despite the terrible pandemic? Well, that seems a distant echo now. Britain might be experiencing a complete meltdown at the moment. Great Britain is often called may not be so great anymore due to the rising economic challenges that are taking its toll on the residents. Nothing seems to be working at the moment, most especially not when you need to quickly grab a new driver's license or passport in a hurry. Welcome to Savvy Economist, and in this video we will be sharing everything you need to understand as to why nothing seems to be working in Britain currently. There are several events that better explain what the state of Britain looks like now. Presently, everyone in Britain has a story to tell at this time about the way the economy is tormenting them. Did you know that Southern Water restricts its residents from washing their cars or watering their gardens with hose? What's more frightening is the tendency that other water companies may be forced to follow the same foot. You must understand the problem is not about water supply, but a combination of other things like political paralysis, industrial disputes, inflation, and transport problems. According to Cabinet Minister Michael Gove, Britain is experiencing a state of discontent as some of the states are rarely functioning. There's also a common comment about Bernard, now Lord Donuff, not getting a good sleep and had to stay awake at night because of heat and inflation. Aside Bernard, we are certain the inflation also got lots of people turning and tossing at night. No one is surprised by such an event, especially when consumer prices increased by 9.4% from the beginning of the year to June. The high price may also have resulted from the wholesale energy market. At the time, the government had to help the people by providing household grants and other benefits for those who lacked more. According to the OECD, a club made of rich countries, Britain's energy price inflation stands at 57% in comparison to the euro area of 42%. Some products such as milk increased by 21% in price while others shrunk in their sizes. Even the trade publication, Grocer, who helps to track such rise in price, stated that Tesco, the largest supermarket in Britain, reduced its own brand ready meal from a whopping 800 grams to 750 grams and from 450 grams to 400 grams. It must have led to industrial unrest since workers are trying to float above the increasing prices, or better still, ensure their pay does fall so far behind. In 2019, a year where the official record existed, over 234,000 working days were lost due to labor disputes. Even the numbers of railway workers could hike the figure. By June 21st, over 40,000 workers left their jobs, and the postal workers might be following a similar trend soon. There's already an underground strike in the Royal College of Nursing as its members are balloting its 465,000 members about a strike which is said to be one of a kind in history. When we think it's over, we realize that over the past 5 years the proportion of Londoners who think that the police can be relied upon has fallen from 79% to 57%. 2 years back, during the peak of the pandemic, Britons loved their local councils. But the feeling did not last as 52% insisted that the council acted on residents. As Nigel Lawson puts it, if the National Health Service is the closest thing England has to a religion, the country is falling into unbelief. Britain is experiencing the lowest level of its medical attention, as only 36% of people are content with the NHS, which is the lowest percentage since 1997. Over 6.6 million people are on the waiting list for treatment and about 4.4 million during the eve of the pandemic. Ambulances are also supposed to attend to people in Category 2 within 20 minutes. These are people with heart attacks and strokes. But the reverse has been the case. In June, they took an average of 52 minutes to come, while others waited for up to an hour 54 minutes to arrive. Even family doctors have greatly reduced. Although traveling could be one of the ways Britons can escape such problems, airports have canceled flights due to lack of staff. There is a long queue waiting for passport checks, and getting documents can take lots of weeks. The load seems too much for the passport office. However, the Passport Appointment Help, a Facebook group of over 28,000 members, is currently providing advice to help speed up the process. Amidst all this, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister whose term will end this September, spent some of his summer in Slovenia. Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, his competitor, have begun to draft plans to help with high energy bills. Ms. Truss has particularly pursued after tax cuts, which says more about the enthusiasm for that measure among Conservative Party members than about its appropriateness. However, matters such as passport delays, hot weather, and political paralysis are likely to ease in autumn. Aside from that, problems such as inflation, industrial unrest, and the dire state of some public services are more likely to persist and even deepen. This is the area we are worried about. Most people expect Britain's economic challenge to linger long. According to its monetary policy report on August 4th, there are incidents of a prolonged recession, as the Bank of England warns that the inflation may get to 13% later this year. According to Cornwall Insight, an energy consultancy, the energy price cap may double from £1,971, $2,380 at present, to £4,427 next April. This means the NHS may experience great pressure in the winter. The present challenges of Britain range from inflation, ineffectiveness of the public services, inability of the NHS to handle, and more. It is important to understand these challenges to help you take the right stand for you and your family. Don't forget to drop your comment in the comment section below. You can also like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications button to get more videos like this. Thank you for watching.